Greetings, everybody. It's week 3. We're about halfway done. It's a mini-mester. Yeah. So hold on. It only gets faster. Anyway, this is a busy week coming on up. If you haven't gotten to week 3, please do get into it sooner than later, as in today. You have 2 lectures rather than 1 for this week, and that's going to be more normal than unnormal for the rest of the semester, about 2 lectures a week. So prepare for that. Um, you also have a discussion post and a quiz, as usual, at the end of the week. The unit wrap up is due this Sunday. There's 2 parts to it. One is optional and one is not. So you have a Unit 1 quiz, and you have a unit wrap-up discussion. The Unit 1 quiz is required, and it's closed book, so you're required to use a webcam in order uh, to submit this quiz. So please make sure you are aware of that and do study and prepare for it. So basically, this takes from the same test bank. You might get some of the same questions, you might not, but you would do yourself a favor if you go back to the quizzes that you've already submitted and check your answers. That will be very helpful to you in preparation. Let's see. And the other thing you want to keep in mind is it does count for your final grade, of course, but it's not a huge part of your final grade, right? Collectively, think about that. Collectively, the weekly quizzes and the unit quizzes count for 10% of your grade. Collectively. So all of them put together from week 1 to week 8 count for 10% of your grade. So use that to mitigate the amount of anxiety you want to expend on these quizzes. They are part of your grade, and it does fare better to do well on them rather than not. But if you're struggling with the quizzes, use it as a learning process rather than feeling like you're going to fail. You want to really concentrate on the lecture assignments and the midterm and the final exam as a major part of your in the discussions as a major part of your grade in here. The quizzes count, but keep in mind how much they count for. The other thing is the midterm is coming up. Let me bring that on up. So we go where we go right here. Hold on a second. Okay, we click course schedule. We scroll down to midterm, which is the 22nd. Now it's due the 22nd. That doesn't mean you don't prepare for it ahead of time, and it doesn't mean you can't submit it ahead of time. So please plan accordingly. So let's go down to the 22nd. It's right here. Midterm. Click. This is not something you want to wait until the week of that it's due. If you do that, you're kind of sunk, and that would be detrimental to the grade. So it's about a 3 to 5 page in length. What you want to do at this point is really read carefully the prompts. Okay, read carefully the prompts that are available. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Choose one of those. If you haven't been doing this already, and I hope you have, because I highly urged it in the orientation video, but you haven't, it's not too late. But you want to work as you go. You don't want to sit down in mid-November before Thanksgiving and go, oh, okay, now it's time to work on my midterm. No, you want to do this now. So get your index cards. When you come across information that helps you respond to one of those prompts, write it down, and on the other side, write where you got it from. Preferably, write it down in Chicago-Turabian. If you're unfamiliar with Chicago-Turabian, this is also what you want to do for the discussions as well. I have some very helpful links in the announcements. Right here, you want to check that out. You want to check that out, and here's about a 3-minute video on that. So please do. Maybe I'll even put this video at the end of this announcement as well. But it's college. You get introduced to things you're not familiar with. Just follow the examples, and you'll be fine. But do become familiar with it so you do well in the course. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, do prepare for the midterm now rather than later. It'll make it a lot less stressful if you do. Use those index cards. Right, and again, you write it all out, and then you lay it out on a table, and then you see if, and that's where you begin to organize your essay. Okay, that's all I have for the day. I will talk with you guys later. Do let me know if you have any questions or concerns. That's about it. Take care. Bye.